Hello class, it's Ing with some kind of tips to help you through your pendulum challenge. The first step to your pendulum challenge is of course picking a song and then finding the period. So here I have something set up. So here is a song that I chose. It's this blind polka singer. And then let's find the beats. And I'm going to show you one way to find the period of these beats. This is only one way, and I strongly suggest that you find the beat your own way also. So I'm going to show you how to find the beats of a song, or the period of a song. I have a song here by Bilal Gorigan. He's a blind polka singer. I have a timer here. I just found the timer off Google. And I have the Desmos scientific calculator in another tab, right? Because I want to do a little bit of math as I do this, right? So you just have to type in Desmos scientific calculator. So here, let's just find how long it takes for 10 beats to occur. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I got 9.98. So let's type that in, 9.98. And then I'm going to do it maybe 2 more times just so that I can get an average, because just finding the number ones is not that precise. All right, so let's do that again. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I got 10.03. It looks like it's going to be around a second, right? For this song at least. 10.03. That's great. You know, to make this video a little bit shorter, let's just average that out. So here, right, let's take that answer divided by 2. Okay, so I got 10.05 for 10 beats. So here, again, that was 10.005 for 10 beats. For 10 beats, right? That means I just divide by 10. So it's 1.0005 seconds per beat for every 1 beat. I don't need all these zeros. It's basically 1 second, right? I could probably round it. So here, that means my period, right? The big T stands for period, is equal to around 1 second, 1.005 seconds. But that's so small, it doesn't even matter. Okay, here comes the part that gets a little bit trickier, a little bit harder for us. We're going to use this equation where this is the length, right? Big L is the length. This is the length that you're trying to figure out. This is what we want to find. Is equal to the acceleration of gravity. This is a constant. It's 9.8 meters per second squared. So we're just going to replace that with 9.8. 2 pi, we know pi. Pi is 3.14 divided by the period, which is this thing. We're just going to slide that guy in there squared. Okay, so I'm going to walk through this very slowly. I know for some of you, this is like, oh my gosh, crazy math. But don't worry about it. I'm just going to plug in 1 second for this t. So I'm going to rewrite it a little so there's only numbers and 2 letters, like x and y, right? So it might even help you to replace this with a y. Y is equal to, or L is equal to 9.8 times 2 times 3.14 is 6.28, right? I just kind of reduced that for you. And then here, my t is 1 second, 1, right? Look, I just replaced this. This is the only number that needs to change. Here, this number here is the only number you'll plug in. All these other numbers, 9.8 stays the same, 6.28 stays the same, squared stays the same. Here, I'll put that back in red so that makes sense, right? 2 stays the same. Okay, so I just need to punch this into a calculator. Okay, so here, let's keep that so I can see it. Let's move this here. Let's go here again. So let's clear all this, right? Here is how you would punch that in. We would do order of operations. I'm going to start in the middle, right? So it's 1 divided by 6.28 is equal to that number. And then I'm going to square that because that's outside of the parentheses. So I'm going to take that answer and I'm going to square it, which is this button here, right? I squared it. That's great. I'm not done yet. I still need to multiply that by 9.8 times, oops, I need to do the answer. The answer times 9.8, oops, 0.8, there you go. And I get 0.25 meters. 0.25 meters, a quarter of a meter. Do I need to do that again? I'll do it again. And this time I'll do it all at once. That's what's beautiful about scientific calculators. You don't need to do order of operations. You can just type it all in. So I'm going to try to recreate this equation here, 9.8. So here, 9.8 times, right? The parentheses, you don't need the times there. 1 divided by 6.28, close parentheses. So here I do that, close parentheses, and I'll square that. And look, it's the same answer, 0.25 or 0.248, but the pendulum would only get to 0.25. So if you're unfamiliar with the math, what I would do is I would pause it and try to punch that into a calculator and try to get to 0.25. If you know you can get to 0.25, then you know you're punching in it right, and that should make you feel a little bit more confident about the math. Good? 0.25 is my answer. So that means 0.25 meters, meaning if I go back to this song and I go to my pendulum lab, all I got to do is change the length to 0.25. I don't know if you could see that, but it says 0.25 here. The mass does not matter. I'll just keep it nice and, I don't know, like that is fine. The drop height does not matter, right? I'll just keep it at any old drop height, right? And so let's see how that goes, okay? It works, right? So obviously, your job is to try to make a pendulum that matches your song. All right, so I will say you don't need to do it exactly my way. You could just do the math. That's one way. But there's a whole nother way to do it, right? Let's do another song, and this time, let's do it without math at all. There's another way to do it. You know, doing the math is only one way to find or meet the pendulum challenge. Another way is just to go by your ear, right? And just keep kind of guessing lengths, because we know that length is the only thing that matters. So why not just kind of keep changing the length until it matches? Does that make sense? So I have another song set up, right, by Tori and Ma. So let's just see if just going by ear matches. Feels too slow, right? So if we wanted to go faster, we'll probably make it shorter, right?
It's always the same as always. It's a game that we play, no one's safe. Maximize all the pleasure, even with all this weather, nothing can make it better. Maximize all the pleasure, maximize all the...
That would take me a long time, but you can see a process like this is just kind of going back and forth, watching it, listening to it. You might be able to get the answer that way. But the thing is, your job as a STEM student is to think about what is the best way. Is there a way that's even better than doing the math? What are the flaws with the math? Like, are you guaranteed to get the best answer every time you do the math? When you do the math, are there parts of that process that's not as good? Or is there parts of this kind of guessing, kind of moving things around and just trying to see if it matches by ear? Are there flaws in this method? Think about the very best method and follow through and meet our challenge. Thanks for watching.